welcome or welcome back to the Parent Family USA. My name is Nancy and we are the Parent Family. So on this channel, we share glimpses into our everyday life. We share our homeschool journey and so much more. So why don't you become a part of our family today by subscribing to the channel? Please remember to share this video out if it is relatable to you or if it has helped you in any way. All right, so today I just want to talk to you a little bit about making the decision to be a stay-at-home parent, because I know that one of the major decisions that all parents face is whether or not they will stay at home with their children, whether they will continue their career and hire a babysitter or leave their children with someone in the family to take care of them while the parents are working. Or the third option is, thank God we have technology today where we can stay home with our children and work from home. So these are really big issues to think about when you're raising a family. And it was a big decision that I had to make myself when I decided to stay home with my children. I was working as a professional in the healthcare industry and I loved my job. I wanted to continue in my profession. But at the same time, we were starting a family and I wanted to be with my children. So both sides were very important to me, that my children were being taken care of, number one, obviously, and number two, that I would continue to contribute to the household and that I would be comfortable in my role in those both areas. So one important aspect that we need to think about is God's will for our lives. As Christians, we don't make decisions, or we shouldn't make decisions without involving our Father in the decisions. So for me, a big part of it was, what was God's will for my life? What was His plan? Not my plan, but His plan. Okay, and another thing was, my mindset. Am I going to be okay if somebody else is taking care of my kids and I continue to work? Am I going to be okay if I stay at home and I don't get to leave the house and go to a job? Because that was a major deal for me as well. A lot of us think about, am I going to be able to be okay with somebody else taking care of my child? But we don't think about, am I going to be okay staying at home with my child and not doing the job or the career that I love? And that was really something that was hard for me, because I went from working 60 to 80 hours in the healthcare industry to being a full-time stay-at-home mom. And it was a major shift for me. So I had to deal with all the emotions that come with that. And there was a point in my life where right after I had my son and I was pregnant with my daughter, they're about 19 months apart. So when I was pregnant with my daughter, I actually decided to open up a thrift store, and that way I could keep my children with me and I didn't have to send them to a babysitter. I did choose to send them to a babysitter twice a week after about a year of owning the thrift store business. But that was just so I could get my inventory restocked and all that good stuff. It was hard to do that with a toddler and a baby. So I did have to allow someone to take care of my children while I did that twice a week. In my situation, I did not have anyone in my family that could help me to raise my children. So I did have to source a babysitter outside of the family. And that was a really hard decision for me, because we love our children and we want to make sure that they are taken care of. And thankfully, the Lord led me to the right person to do that. She was really great with my kids. She always took care of them, from what I saw, very well. And they were always protected. They were always fed and loved. So, and it was only twice a week that I had to be away from them. So that really worked out for me. But being a stay-at-home parent is not easy. It does come with challenges. It's not all hunky-dory just because you're with your kids. There are consequences such as not being able to have that extra income. There are a lot of sacrifices that had to be made. Of course, like I said, I did work outside the home for a short time when I had my thrift store. I also was an online seller for a few years. That helped to supplement our income, at least to buy, clothes and things like that. It didn't help a whole lot. It wasn't like a full-time job, but it did help a little bit. So, and now I help my husband with his business, as well as we own some rental properties that I also help with. So in a sense, I feel that I'm contributing in that area, but I'm not working in my profession anymore. So if that makes sense. So there are ways around. There are ways around working, even if you choose to be a stay-at-home parent. So these are some things for you to consider if you find yourself in this situation. I hope that some of the things that I mentioned will help you and that you find them relatable. If you do find this helpful and you find this video to be relatable, then please consider subscribing to the channel, give us a big thumbs up, and share so other people can be a part of the Peren Family USA. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.